We hear a lot about psychedelic-assisted therapy, but 3 out of 4 people who choose to consume psychedelics do so at home or in nature with friends or loved ones. I'm April, founder of Set, an integration platform to help you get the most out of your psychedelic experiences. The podcast episode you're about to listen to may reference one of my previous shows, The High Guide or How to Do the Pot, because I've been a trusted source in cannabis and psychedelics since 2015. I invite you to visit getsetset.com and sign up for our newsletter to receive your free guide on set and setting to make the most of your next psychedelic journey. This podcast discusses cannabis and is intended for audiences 21 and over. Hello and welcome to The High Guide. I'm your host, April Pride. A cannabis plant's color and the slang for the plant itself, green, is from chlorophyll, also found in lettuce and other vegetables. Similar to chlorophyll is anthocyanin, which is the substance that makes weed plants turn shades from red to purple to blue. Follow along as we follow the cannabis rainbow of cultivars or strains with colors in their name. But before finding your pot of gold, and a double rainbow, of course, say hey to your high guides for this episode.
My name is Lo, and I'm the founder and CEO of Halo Cannabis.
So I actually usually take dry hits, a hit off a joint before I even light it, or I'll take a vape hit before I put it in the device.
Mario Guzman, aka Sherbinsky. I was like, you know what? She's a woman. She's in the industry. I respect her.
Sherry Horn. I'm on city council here in Laguna Woods. I'm also a senior assemblywoman with the California Senior Legislature.
Antoinette Gomez, the founder and CEO of Pleasure Peaks. And me being like a very pleasure curious person, like I need to be creative.
Me too, Antoinette, which is why and how episodes like this one come to be. Because when you see the world in rainbows,
I'd recommend Rainbow Kush for smiles and tons of laughing. Yep, there is a giggly pot. It has a mild body high, focused mind, low THC for daytime use, and it helps to treat anxiety, stress, and depression.
Because Kush strains are really, really good at just that warm body sensation and that ultimate just lift off your shoulders. Kush genetics have often been touted as pain healers or help with just general relaxation.
Kush strains derive their name from the Hindu Kush Mountains in Afghanistan, where growing conditions, the terroir, influence the structure and chemistry of indica plants, characterized by dense nugs and a sweet, lemon, piney aroma. Kush strains typically offer a welcome and warm body buzz with an exceptional dose of euphoria. You will get real high, is what that means. So high, in fact, you can decide that the first color in the rainbow starts with pink.
Pink panties is again, it's more on it's a few generations back.
Mm-hmm.
And pink panties it leans more on the sativa side. With pink panties, a lot of people that are heavy smokers, that's not their favorite strain. But for women, it has that sativa feeling. It has less of the indica.
I guess I do like the sativa better than the indica because I like the creative and the giggly stuff.
One hit off a joint and you're like, cool. A good batch of pink panties. It gives you just this feeling that everything is all good.
So why the name Pink Panties?
It's a female plant. It's a lady. And also it had pink hairs when it was first coming out. So I thought, oh, wow, the pink is very special and it's a female. So at first, amongst our small little group, we called it Pink Pussy. And then my friend, shout out Maya said, hey, I don't like the sound of that. I don't think women are going to want to smoke pink pussy. Well, how about pink panties?
Shout out to Maya indeed. And that's Maya of legendary Edibles and co-creator of Whoopi and Maya. This is the woman Sherbinsky was giving props to in his intro. I just wanted to make sure that you knew off the bat he was a good guy despite the unfortunate original strain name. This is a great example of what's behind a strain name.
Well, how about pink panties? I wear pink panties. Let me smoke that.
So what happens when you take Kush genetics and mix it with pink?
There's nothing better than Pink Kush. As a Canadian, one of our best, well-known, world-known, really, cultivar is Pink Kush. If you ask any Canadian, they're like, this is the greatest strain. The U.S. absolutely knows nothing about it. I was dating an American. He's just like, what's Pink Kush? Is it actually pink?
In acidic environments, cannabis turns pinkish or red. The varying petal colors of hydrangea best demonstrate the color changes when genetics and environment interact. So how does all this pink-green make us feel?
I feel that Pink Kush is such a loving, energetic strain that makes you just feel encapsulated. It kind of brings you out of your body. You're no longer like in your stress. You're no longer about your worries. That is so far beyond gone.
It's not getting them too high. It's making them feel good. And, next time they're going to say, hey, let's Saturday night, how about we do that pink panties again? That was great.
If pink is for Netflix and chill type of Saturday nights, it must be because Friday was a seeing red kind of night, which is exactly what happened to me because I like to get high. And red Congolese is just a euphoric high. That one scrambles your brain a little bit too. Red Congolese, I had to sample it before I got on a flight. And if I choose to consume before I have to do something, I set alarms for myself and make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do. And this definitely was what I had to do to make sure I didn't miss my flight.
Like I'm on mushrooms. Tangie just gives me that mushroom feeling.
Tangie is a cross of California orange. Remember the balanced classic cultivar we discussed in the fruit name episode? And a skunk. Known for their skunk-like aroma, skunk strain varieties, or cultivars, provide a balanced and uplifting psychoactive effect and full body buzz.
It makes me melt into my body. It makes me just really let go of all of my worries.
I generally think of the skunk variety as being more like earthy skunk smelling.
Okay, when you say it smells skunky, you said it smells
earthy, like earthy, musky.
And you know what comes from the earth and rainbows? Gold.
A little ounce of Acapulco Gold was pretty good.
The strain is called Acapulco Gold. And I do have to say that it felt so clear and I felt really calm, really grounded, and it was a really terrific experience. Acapulco Gold is a landrace strain.
All modern cannabis genetics derive from landrace strains. Think of these as ancestral strains. These are strains that come from throughout the world: Jamaica, India, Africa, Mexico, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Central America. What makes them different? Low THC, higher in CBD, more therapeutic, and less intoxicating. In the 20th century, nearly all of the CBD was brought out, while simultaneously levels of THC, the stuff that gets you high, increased wildly, like from 6% to 26%-ish. It's like smoking sunshine. It's like green crack, perfect to use in the daylight hours because it keeps you energized.
Me being such a lazy body, you couldn't even get me to work out most days. But when I smoke green crack, it really gets me all the energy I need.
Break a sweat. Sometimes growers don't sweat the small stuff, like, bothering to better the genetics of a plant. Instead, they take winning DNA and give it a name to match.
Blue Dream and Snoop Dream are the same. Some genius was just like, what if, I think, sometimes Snoop said Blue Dream was his favorite or something. And so he was like, let's put Snoop Dream together. And
semantics, clearly. But what about when a strain like Blue Dream, also known as America's favorite strain, keeps its name, but the high is somehow different? The Blue Dream from one grow may look, smell, and make you feel different than a Blue Dream from another grow, like state to state, or whether the plant is grown indoor versus outdoor. Where and how the cannabis is grown will actually have a pretty big effect on how you feel when you consume it. And another one that was a lot like that was Lilac Diamonds, which I picked up in Oregon on a road trip. It's like if OG Kush and Headband had a baby. Everything just feels easy. The only thing standing between you and a good time is the not so simple act of dropping your shoulders and that pesky to-do list. Enter Purple Arrow, one of the best strains for tackling pain. And how do strains confront pain? They turn purple and may be a kind of antifreeze protecting plants from cooler climates. Again, the purple coloration is from the presence of anthocyanins, a group of around 400 water-soluble pigments belonging to the category flavonoids. After cannabinoids like THC and CBD, and terpenes like limonene and myrcene, which we discussed in the fruit strain episode, flavonoids are one of the 3 most important components of cannabis cultivars. And purple, or purp, is the most important component to many a strain name. Grandaddy Purp, it's a good one, and you can usually find it in every state. In fact, it's very popular here on the West Coast. I recommend it for nighttime use. And if strains were defined, Grandaddy Purp would probably be translated to couch lock, mind free.
You're just in this positive, loving energy with this high. This is one of the strains that I didn't fall in love with. It fell in love with me, okay? Super Silver Haze.
Haze strains offer a deep sense of relaxation that follows the intense cerebral high.
It's like that MDMA.
No coincidence that when I chose Vanderpop's party strain, I chose Super Silver Haze from Bondi Farms here in Washington. And yes, the trichomes on the bud give the strain a silver hue from which it takes its name.